Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. I'm doing my very first Fate Reforged and Cons of Tarkir Swiss draft. It's a pre-release, so take my picks with a grain of salt. They could change over the next few drafts. Nothing is for sure here, but I think this is a pretty easy pick. At least we got a great rare. 5 mana, 5/4 flyer, so super efficient, and it makes him sacrifice everything but 2 creatures. Yeah, that guy's good, especially if this format is anything like triple Cons of Tarkir drafts where um, I think we're going to see a lot of stalemated board states, and dropping this guy would be pretty crazy for that. Um, Other good picks in here. I mean, it looks like there's a lot of flyers. Wait, we got a foil rare too? Jeez. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, if you control. Well, I mean, I hope that's not like worth a fortune, I guess, but to be honest, I don't know. But I think Archfiend's a better card than that. That still is a good card, though, no doubt. You get him back, but I think the 5 mana 5/4 is better. Past a rare, okay. What does the Shuyun the Silent Tempest do? 3 mana 3/2 with prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you can pay 2 and give a creature double strike. Jeez, that seems really good to me. White, unfortunately, blue, red, white don't interact so well with black. That's both Grixis and Esper colors, neither of which are um, real actual clans. So that is a bit unfortunate. But what else do we have? Dark Deal. Each player discards all cards in an end. I'm going to have to do a lot of reading because unfortunately, I've only briefly looked at this set, so I don't know everything so well. Discards all cards in his or her hand, draws that many cards -1. Seems not exactly the pick. Here's some removal that kills Morph. I definitely like the Dowsin Gloom. Sibzig Host. Each player puts the top 3 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Yeah, that's for... Oh, I ended up running out of time, so I just took the foil rare there. I do think this is the strongest card in the pack, so we'll just figure out where we're going. 3 mana, 3/2 prowess isn't the worst if I end up in Sultai, but I definitely don't mind taking foil rares at the same time. Otherwise, Dowsin Gloom rather is probably the pick just because it kills Morph, which is good. So basically, I can only play Sultai if I have to play both of these colors, which I don't have to, by the way. So Whisper of the Wilds is some pretty solid ramp. I like that. Let's see. Hooded Assassin. I kind of like this card. I think it's interesting and cool. A guy that dashes whenever... This guy's just aggressive, which I like. Might just want the removal. I don't know. I think I'm just going to take the Dowsin Gloom. I like Ethereal Ambush too, especially if I end up in Sultai. But for now, let's just take the Dowsin Gloom because I do think that card is good. Instant speed kill Morph, I think, is pretty nice. Reach of Shadows. Destroy target creature that's 1 or more colors. It's good. It's a little... it's really good. Destroy target creature that's 1 or more colors. So it basically kills everything but Morph. That seems really good. Orc Sure Shot. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control. Yeah, I really like this guy too. I think that's a really nice card. I may just want the Reach of Shadows. It's tough to deny. 5 mana, instant speed, pretty much kill anything. Obviously, it's no murderous cut, but it's also very good. Destructor Dragon, yeah, this guy is really good too. This is a tough format already to know what's the best and what's better than what, so it's going to take me some time. I think I'm just going to take this Reach of Shadows. I feel good about it. Seems like a good card. All right. Next, we have Ancestral Vengeance. So it's an aura that buffs a guy and then buffs a guy you control and weakens a guy they control. I kind of like that. To Seeger's Cruelty is not all that good. Rune Mark, give Death Touch if you have... I mean, it's all right. I kind of like this Ancestral Vengeance. How good is it? I don't know, but it seems pretty good. Turn target non-land permanent. Okay, this is okay. If you have Into the Battlefield effects, I could see that being good. Otherwise, Jungle Hollow seems pretty good too. I'm kind of interested in this Ancestral Vengeance, since it's both removal and a buff spell. But admittedly, it's not like insane. Could just take the Jungle Hollow, but I'm going to try this Ancestral Vengeance out. I don't know how good it is yet. All right, Grave Strength. So choose a creature, put the top 3 in your graveyard. So this is good for Sultai. I kind of like that. Thousand Gloom number 2 probably is just a pick. It is tough for me to deny removal that not only gains me life but kills morph guys. Or manifest guys, I guess. Which isn't bad either. Ethereal Ambush does seem pretty good because it's instant speed. Surprise blockers. But we haven't gone deep in green. I kind of like sticking to black for now. Keeps my options way more open. Yeah, I'm just going to take the Thousand Gloom, which I think is just good removal. Once again, we don't have to play the Shuyan. I just took it kind of quickly because I was running out of time. And all right. Deals damage equal to its toughness to each other. This is an interesting card. I kind of like it. I know of quite a few cards in cons that will work well with this, like Archer's Parapet or something like that. So I do think this is a good, especially considering its instant speed fighting. I do like Hunt the Weak quite a bit as well, though, since it buffs the creature. It is sorcery speed, though. Of those two, I don't exactly know which one's better. That's cool, too. It's a little bit slow. I'm going to take this Grim Contest just because I don't know how good it is yet, but I'm interested in finding out. All right, Ionok Guide, so you can bring it in as a 2/2 or, well, that's okay. I do like that it fixes for you, kind of. What else do we have? This Ferocious Elephant, that's a 3/2, and that could enter as a 4/3. That's pretty good if I have, which currently I only have a couple creatures, one of which I may not even be playing. Jeskai's Sage seems okay. I ran out of time, I guess, so I ended up just taking a black card. Was that the correct pick? Probably not, but the time goes really fast when I don't know. I have to do all this reading, and I just don't know what's the best. I think this Ethereal Ambush is a good card. I don't see a problem with this card at all. Besides the fact that it puts me in Sultai. Otherwise, Whisper of the Wild seems fine. Maybe just take some ramp. I'm okay with that. That leaves me more open to like Abzan or Sultai, both of which are fine. I kind of like Shifting Loyalties too. Just basically your weakest creature for their strongest creature. I feel like this could be really good. What's Dark Deal do? Oh yeah, I already saw that. And Sibsig Host is good for Sultai, but not like insane. And Archers of Karsi seems okay too. I am interested in this Shifting Loyalties. I think this card is pretty reasonable. That's some late fixing. Otherwise, we take a Hooded Assassin, which seems like a fine card. Not insane by any means, but certainly a fine card. Do I want to try the Hooded Assassin out? I don't think the Rugged Highlands is really going to come into play for us so much. I guess I'll take the Hooded Assassin. We'll see how that plays. I kind of like this guy. He's not insane, though. Destroy target archer. This seems like a good sideboard card. And, I mean, the archers, I don't have a problem with them. They're not insane, though. I'm going to take the Return to the Earth as a sideboard card because I feel like it could be of pretty good benefit. And we'll take a second Rune Mark, though. We'll see how likely we are to play it. I mean, it's good for our archetype, if nothing else. Grave Strength seems good for Sultai, actually. I think I like that one. And Bloodfell Caves, not exactly the fixing we're looking for, but maybe we'll find a red card I'm interested in splashing for. So far, I guess we're on track to be Sultai. Unfortunately, Shuyan, the Silent Tempest, does not shine the most there, but maybe that makes the Bloodfell Caves more playable for us. So we're looking for good Sultai cards. Kintree Invocation is quite good. We don't have to be Sultai once again. For example, Abzan Battle Priest is a very good Abzan card. Alabaster Kieran is also quite good, but Outlast is very good, especially with Grave Strength. or other cards that put +1/+1 counters like Ancestral Vengeance. Basically, I'm just in blue currently because of Shuyun and Shifting Loyalties. I think the best card is probably Abzan Battle Priest. Well, I mean, the best card's Flying Crane Technique, but that's just not going to happen in this deck, not when we're all black like this. So I think Abzan Battle Priest or Kintree Invocation. We don't have a ton of high toughness, guys. It's not. It's definitely early enough where we can find some Archer's Parapets, and I do think that's quite good. I think the safest pick is Kintree Invocation because we're likely in green and black, but I'm kind of interested in the Battle Priest because of the Outlast, and I think it's the strongest because of the lifelink. I'm going to take the Kintree. I like, well, kind of kicking myself a little bit because Abzan Charm is probably, yeah, likely the pick out of this pack. There's a Merrick Nightblade too. So I guess I kind of wish I'd picked the Abzan Battle Priest. Taking the Abzan Charm definitely motivates me to be in Abzan. So, wish I'd taken the Abzan Battle Priest, but Kintree Invocation can still be a very good card. I think for now I'm just going to take the blue out, get a better feel for what my deck is doing. I'm going to take the Abzan Charm pretty happily here. Okay, Disowned Ancestor is good. I think the Hooting Mandrills might just be the pick I want. It works well with this Grave Strength card, I think. If I don't have to play Grave Strength either, keep in mind. I think the big problem with Grave Strength, it theoretically can do absolutely nothing, especially if you have a low creature count like we do. But I still think Hooting Mandrills is the best card for us since we are almost assuredly in green. So I think our base colors are going to be black-green, and then we'll just end up likely splashing the white, depending on what kind of fixing we end up with. But for now, Hooting Mandrills is a very good pick. All right, I'm a huge Raider Spoils fan, just an enormous fan of that card in general. Typically, you can end up with a lot of Warriors. Admittedly, I don't think we have any yet. Actually, Kintree Invocation makes Warriors, so there's one. But we can end up with some more very easily. Otherwise, Savage Punch is a very good card as well. I do like that card, but Raider Spoils is early enough to take it where I can be on the hunt for maybe tabling some Warriors, and just the card advantage that you could potentially net out of it is too insane to pass up, in my opinion. Temur Charger seems fine. It's a pretty efficient beater, and perhaps the first of many morph cards we have. I do like Shambling Attendants and Rite of the Serpent and Awaken the Bear as well. And there is Thornwood Falls to theoretically splash for Shuyun, which actually isn't the worst idea, because Shuyun seems like a card you can splash for when you're in Abzan, but white is also our least prevalent color. I don't mind splashing for Shifting Loyalties either. Temur Charger, I mean, it's a good, efficient creature. I don't know how much I'm going to need it right now. I'm actually going to take the Thornwood Falls. There's a very good chance that I splash for Shifting Loyalties and Shuyun if I can. So I think I'm just going to take it. All right, Frontier Bivouac also helps fix, but I think we're more on the hunt for good warriors. And good warriors would, I mean, I could also take the Tranquil Cove, but I kind of like the idea of Unyielding Krumar. I like that. I like that more than Kintree Warden quite a bit, actually. Kintree Warden is a nice, cheap warrior, but Unyielding Krumar, I think, fits our curve slightly better as well. Bivouac and Tranquil Cove theoretically fix for our blue spells, but I don't necessarily want to force the blue spells into our deck. I guess another thing to keep in mind is I'm already close to having 22 cards as is, which is basically the standard. I guess I'll just take the Krumar, but because I'm close to 22 cards, I could have very easily taken something else there, like one of those fixers, and it's almost 100% we're going to end up with enough playables, so I guess I'm not too concerned about that. I'm going to take the Highland game here, I think. I do like Watcher of the Roost and Mardu Hateblade both more than Highland game, but I think I'd still like to be base green-black and then splash white, splash blue, if I can. Otherwise, I just splash white. But for now, let's get our base green going here. Okay, Dismal Backwater is another option. Otherwise, a second Highland game, but I'm 3 playables away from a deck right now. I guess I am very short on creatures currently, though, which could definitely be an issue. So perhaps I do take the Highland game. Not so good with the Grim Contest, admittedly. Could also take the Salt Road Patrol, which combos better with stuff in our deck, but it's not so interesting on the splash. I'm going to take the Highland game, number 2. Like I said, not amazing for us, but certainly fine. All right, here I'm taking Kintree Warden, mostly just because it's a warrior, so it works well with Raider Spoils. We could pick up some more warrior cards that would work well with it, but I guess I'm not holding out too much hope for that. We'll see. Tusk Colossedon is fine. Creature, not amazing. Bitter Revelation versus Rush of Battle. I mean, Rush of Battle works better with warriors, but neither are super amazing for us. I guess Bitter Revelation is card draw that I don't mind having, so I'll take it. All right, rewarded with a Rush of Battle now, so we'll take that. Already have more than enough playables. I think we're not super likely to play these Rune Marks, despite the fact that we can get full value out of them. They're just not exactly what a deck with low creatures wants. Same goes for like Grave Strength and Ancestral Vengeance, I guess, but I'd rather play the Ancestral Vengeance than the Grave Strength. Shamley Attendance is a fine pickup, so we'll take that. Cavalry, I guess we'll just take. So, fixing should be paramount for us, I think. The highest of the picks that we make, because fixing and creatures, at this point we've got pretty much everything else we need. I probably don't need to splash the blue spells. It's kind of a cute idea since I can make the double strikedness on this work, as well as shifting loyalties, which I do think is actually a good card. But since we've got this base going with low fixing right now, I'm more interested in just powerful effects. I think Death Frenzy likely just got stronger because of Manifest, so I think I want to first pick that, but then again, there is also an Abzan Guide. I am short on creatures. I guess I probably want the Abzan Guide. I can hope to table it, but it was such a powerful card in triple cons. I really am looking for more creatures. I only have 10 currently, which means I'm going to have to make quite a few replacements. It's also a warrior, which just works. I think it's too synergistically good with our deck to pass up here. As much as I think Death Frenzy just got stronger, and I'd love to have this Jungle Hollow, I'm going to take the Abzan Guide. Meandering Tower Shell turned out to be not that amazing of a card. I will admit it is good with both Grim Contest and Kintree Invocation, but so is Abzan Guide, and it just attacks quicker, so I think I'd rather have that. I think an easy cut's going to be Kintree Warden, despite the fact that it's a warrior. It's just not an amazing card so much. There is Kill Shot, but I think I'm more interested in the Woolly Loxodon, being that it's both a warrior, a big power and toughness creature, and just a powerful card in general. So what's an easy cut? Probably the Grave Strength. I don't actually think that card's all that powerful, and I'm still hunting for more creatures, so I think I'm just going to take this Woolly Loxodon here pretty happily. All right, Opulent Palace does fix 4 colors. We already have 22 cards, so I think I'm just taking that over anything. I do like the Kirin. Hateblade's fine. Scout the Borders is fine, not amazing. So Dragon Throne is actually a card I've played a few times and I do like, but I think it's a pretty easy Opulent Palace here. It also fixes for the blue spells, something to note. So I could still theoretically splash for like shifting loyalties, but we'll see if that ends up actually happening. I do still need some more creatures, so probably here I take the Witness of the Ages. Swiftwing's fine. We do have some ways to buff it, but Witness just seems better alongside other cards in our deck. I do have to figure out a card to cut at this point. Perhaps it's the Kintree Warden, but maybe it's an actual non-creature spell. Like Rush of Battle is certainly not that great when you have a low creature count. So let's cut the Rush of Battle for now and take this Witness of the Ages. And I think that's fine. Okay. Throttle is good removal. There's also a second Woolly Loxodon. We are going to play 18 lands, so I don't mind taking a second Loxodon here. Our removal actually looks decent if I end up playing Ancestral Vengeance, which is not guaranteed. We have that. We also have the ramp of Whisper of the Wilds to help make this second Woolly Loxodon pick a little bit better. I think I'm okay with that. These are some nice finishers, especially in a deck that's got Raider Spoils. Otherwise, I could take Throttle, which is definitely a good removal. But I think I'm going to take the Loxodon here. I do like it. I may end up, at this point, cutting the Ancestral Vengeance, I think. Despite the fact that I did want to try that card out, I think it just makes a little bit more sense to take a guaranteed powerful finisher in Woolly Loxodon. All right, Skull Hunter is a warrior, which I think makes it the pick here. Yeah, it's a good card too. I actually just like Skull Hunter in general. I do like Salt Road Patrol as well, but we have 0 fixing currently for white. So I would like to minimize white's impact on this deck, if at all possible. I guess Kintree Invocation technically counts as a creature, but it's a little tougher to say that since it kind of requires a creature to be good. I think Kintree Warden's probably just the weakest creature for our deck, despite the fact that it is a warrior, which is good with Raider Spoils. I feel like it's a kind of easy trade for a Skull Hunter, which is just a better warrior. All right, Bondkin is actually a good card, but I'm just going to take the Scoured Barrens because I would very much like to have Krumar Bondkin in our deck, but I think Scoured Barrens just is going to help us a lot more since we already have enough playables. So I'm going to take the white fixer. That is very much going to help our mana base quite a bit. Smoke Teller's a fine 2-drop, certainly not amazing, but maybe it got better now that we have Manifest. So yeah, I think it actually did get better with Manifest. So I certainly don't mind taking it. It's not guaranteed we're playing it, to tell you the truth, especially since it's not a warrior, but I guess we'll take it for sideboard or at least options for the deck. Here I think I'm just going to probably hate a Crippling Chill. We already have enough playables. Maybe I want to hate the Take Up Arms instead. I could actually play the Take Up Arms. It is pretty good with Raider Spoils. But considering white's our splash and it pretty much only combos with Raider Spoils, I'm a little less impressed with it. But I'll at least take it as an option. Barrage versus us actually seems pretty good. Otherwise, I could take a Salt Road Patrol, but once again, it's just not amazing on the splash. I think I'm just going to hate Barrage. I don't like the idea of playing against it. I mean, it's certainly not amazing against us, but it does kill our 2-drops pretty good. Could take the natural. Yeah, I'd probably just take the Naturalize for sideboard. Actually, Kara Dreadmaw is a good card to have for sideboard. But I do have, I guess, Return to the Earth already. Well, maybe I do take the Dreadmaw for sideboard then. Well, ended up getting rewarded with a Naturalize anyway. I could take the Gurmag Swiftwing, but I don't have a ton of ways to buff it beyond Raider Spoils, and it's okay. It's not amazing. It's pretty good against us, but I kind of like having the Naturalize just in case I need it. Dragon Grip versus Weave Fate. I think I've seen Weave Fate played more often, so I'll take that. Brave the Sands is a nice sideboard card to have. Some people say you can main deck it, which I don't disagree with, but I definitely do not like it on the splash. So I'm running 18 lands. I like our finishers. What are the things I don't like about our deck? You know, honestly, I think our deck is fine. I don't think I have any real major issues with our deck. I do like our removal. I do definitely think we're an 18-land deck because we have some rather high-end curve stuff, especially with this Shambling Attendance and not that many ways to get cards in our graveyard. I think I could probably fairly easily trade Shambling Attendance for something cheaper, like Take Up Arms for the Raider Spoils synergy, which I do like, or Smoke Teller just as another 2-drop, which is fine, or even Kintree Warden as another warrior. But if I did Kintree Warden, I should probably be willing to just do Take Up Arms. We currently only have 2 white spells in the deck, which I do like. Such a minimum, so few white spells. It's going to make them much easier to play. still debating how good Take Up Arms is on the splash. I really don't think it's all that good in our deck beyond the Raider Spoils. Not that that synergy isn't good, but I may just leave in the Shambling Attendants. It looks like we have enough early game going. We have a ramp element. We have 18 lands, so I like having quite a few finishers. Our removal actually looks quite good. Abzan Charm, Grim Contest seems fine in this deck. Actually quite good now that we've got the 7 toughness dudes. And Double Thousand Gloom. Kind of excited to try these out and see how good they are. They kill Manifest, they kill Morph. I like it. Bitter Revelation also helps fuel our Delve, and it gives us some degree of card advantage in case we get flooded. And Reach of Shadows is, I think, just a good card. Doesn't kill Manifest or Morph, but kills it when they flip. So yes, I do like this. I guess it doesn't kill artifact creatures either, but there's really not that many artifact creatures in this format, I think. I don't think there's that many that were added with Fate Reforged, but to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure on that. So I think our mana base is fine, despite the fact we only got a couple lands that actually fix for our colors. White is so minimum in our deck that I don't think it's a big deal. And the white spells we do have are certainly worth splashing, I think. The lifelink on this is a real game flipper, and Abzan Charm's versatility is very powerful. So overall, I do like the deck. Why don't we do a quick warrior count, just because I'm curious. Not a warrior, so what do we got? Double Oxidon, that's 2 warriors, 3, an assassin, not a warrior, 4. Only 4 warriors? I was kind of hoping for more than that, to be honest. So, didn't end up with that many warriors, but we have enough 2-drop creatures where the Raider Spoils is still good just for buffing. Like making Highland Game 3 ones that gain us life when they die is certainly good enough to trade with some things. I do wish I had some more warriors. I guess I didn't count guides. Maybe that's 5. Or did I count guide? Oh, and 6 from Kintree Invocation. Well, we're starting to get there. That's not bad. I think we probably get away with likely just 3 or 4 sources of white maybe with the Scoured Barrens. So this would be maybe 8 sources of black, 7 sources of green, and 4 sources of white. No. That's 9 sources of black. So why don't we go down that? So let's do 8 sources black, 8 sources green, and 4 sources of white. I think I like that. I feel pretty safe running 4 sources of white in a deck that only has 2 white spells. I don't think it should hurt our mana base too much. I do think we have some pretty powerful spells and effects in here. So overall, I don't think this deck is absolute bonkers insanity, but I do like it. I do like it quite a bit. Good, powerful creatures. A relatively good early game plan. Definitely a good late game plan. Good removal. Yes, I think this is totally an acceptable deck. So, yes, excited to play this, my first Fate Reforged Khans of Tarkir draft. So, hope you enjoyed the drafting process, and we'll see you in round 1.